Hey guys, it's Shawn from She's in Her Element, and today for Sundays with Julia, we are going to be making one of her infamous desserts. We are going to be making clafoutis. Now, if you're not familiar with what clafoutis is, it's actually a French dessert that is generally made with black cherries. However, I'm going to use the frozen dark cherries that I got from Trader Joe's the other day. And it's typically in a flan type batter. You serve it with powdered sugar, you can serve it with a little cream when it's done, and it's absolutely delicious. So I thought it would be fun to mix things up and to actually show a delicious, easy French dessert today. It's a very simple recipe, and I just thought this would make a wonderful dessert for after your Sunday dinner. Shall we get started? I'm really excited for this one. I'm gonna butter our baking dish. You wanna get a nice coat all over it. This will help the clafoutis from sticking. Yeah. Dish. And now we are actually going to pull out our blender and blend up our ingredients. I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees, and now we are going to add our milk, sugar. We're going to add 3 eggs. Those are fresh from today eggs, so that's why I did not crack them into anything else. We're going to add our vanilla. I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. In this house, we use King Arthur. So you put the top on, get this going. Now for the next step of this, we're actually going to take our batter and into our buttered baking dish, we're going to pour just 1/4 of an inch all the way on the bottom, and we're going to pop this into the preheated oven just until a film forms on the bottom. Does that make sense? It will. This batter smells amazing. It's going to be another delicious recipe. And I have never made this before, so I am super excited to try this. Let's get our 1/4 inch in our baking dish. All right, so we just want 1/4 of an inch onto the bottom, which that looks good to me. So again, we are actually just going to pop this in the oven, and we're going to let it cook until the film of batter sets in this pan, which is what we need before we can move on to the next steps. So this is off to the 350 degree oven. Since I've never made this, there has to be a sampling of it, so I want to see what it tastes like. That's really good. It definitely tastes like a flan before it's been cooked and solidified. It's somewhere between a very liquidy pudding with this beautiful flavor of vanilla. It has a classy taste to it, if that makes sense. I don't think I've ever used that word to describe a dish, but that's the only way I can think to explain it, because it's not like a typical vanilla cupcake flavor, or it's just, this is really good. I'm super excited to try this dessert, and I'm super excited for Scott to try this dessert as well. And I'm super excited for you to try this dessert, and I hope you will. Caught me snacking in between my takes. What's a girl to do while you're waiting for certain things to get done in the oven? Eat. I actually set my stopwatch because I wanted to see how long it would take for the bottom to set up a little with a film on it. And it's about 10-11 minutes. I've pulled it out, the film is there. I'm going to show that to you, and then we're going to assemble this dish. All right, so as you can see, there is a little film, and now next step will be to get these cherries spread all around in here as best we can. Push them around a little bit, kind of distribute them a bit evenly. You see they're sitting right on top of the dish itself, which is exactly what we want. To this, we are going to sprinkle on 1/3 cup of sugar. And now we're just going to pour the rest of our batter over this dessert. This is going to go back into our 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes to an hour. And the clafoutis is done when it's all puffed up and brown, and when we test it with a knife in the center, and that comes out clean. So let's get this in the oven, shall we? The timer's gone off. It went off at 45 minutes and I checked it and it wasn't long enough, so I did an additional 15 minutes as per the recipe stated. I've taken it out. I wish you could smell my house. This smells delicious. But let's check it. Other than I pierced a cherry, I say that's done. So now we're just going to let this cool on a wire rack in the pan, and we will try it when it's not scorching hot. Oh, this smells amazing. And as you can see, now that it's out, the top is kind of separating and cracking, which is all part of it. It's all supposed to happen that way, and it just looks absolutely fabulous. I mean, look at that. Oh, so good. Now, if I had to base this entirely off of smell and looks only so far, I'd have to say, Julia, you've outdone yourself again. Oh, my house smells amazing, and this dessert is ready for a dusting of powdered sugar. Oh, this is gonna be so good. If you try to put powdered sugar on the dessert when it comes right out of the oven, or while it's still too warm, the powdered sugar is just gonna melt and disappear, and nobody wants that. So that's why it's crucial to absolutely cool your dishes before you apply anything like that to it. Ours is nice and cool, and it's ready for its dousing of confection. Let's try this, shall we? Oh, it's so thick and wonderful, like a custard. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. Just look at that. Oh, I can't wait to try this. Definitely has like a flan type of consistency. It's very soft, it's very moist. You can definitely taste the vanilla, but it is not an overpowering vanilla. It's a very subtle, like in the background of this custardy goodness kind of flavor. And the cherries, they just pop against that custard. This is so good. Right on, Julia. This is delicious. This is impressive. I have never tasted anything like this flavor before. I literally have nothing I can compare it to for you to understand. It is its own unique, amazing flavor. Oh yeah. That's good. But you guys, but I love trying new recipes and trying things I might never have thought of to begin with. And French cooking is one of those things. Now, I've told you before, I am a huge fan and follower of Julia Child, and I have made several of her recipes. I have not cooked my way through mastering the art of French cooking, and I know that there are some incredibly technical desserts and foods that you can make from that book that, I mean, you have to have a rocket science degree to put some of it together. But everything that I've found so far is really super easy. And I love serving my family, and especially my husband, something that's a little more fancy, a little more out of the box. Something you cannot go to the grocery store and go pick up a Clafoutis. You just can't do it. I don't care what bakery you go to. In any grocery store, you are not going to find this dessert there. So to me, that's exciting. I love to give them something they haven't had before and challenge their taste buds as well as my own. But I just like sharing them with you because I want to get you guys excited to try something new and to step out of your comfort zone and make something that you might not necessarily think of. So that's where the method to my madness comes in, for as far as I just want to share my love of cooking with you guys and inspire you to want to get in that kitchen and try it for yourself. So there you have it, an amazing French dessert straight from Julia Child herself right into our very own kitchens. It was easy, the ingredients were simple, I had everything. I did have to get the cherries, which I did from Trader Joe's, so I was good to go with this particular dessert, and I am really happy that I picked this one. This flavor is, like I said, it's just nothing I have ever tasted before. I can't wait to see what Scott thinks of that dessert tonight. I think it's actually going to be something he asks for again. I hope this has inspired you to try something different and new, and even this recipe. And if you don't like the recipes I'm showing you, try something out of the box for yourself. Pinterest is loaded with so many ideas for you, so many great recipes. There is just so much information out there for us to try and expand our palates and test things in our own kitchen, and I love it. I love making something from scratch and having it turn out just positively delicious. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I try to make 2 to 3 new videos every single week. If you hit that bell, you'll be notified as to when that content posts. You don't want to miss anything because you never know what it's going to be. If you like what you saw today, please give me a thumbs up, or better yet, a share. That way it'll keep me in rotation and make this channel visible to others so that others can enjoy the Julia Child's recipes as well as all the other content. And as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon in my kitchen while we tried Miss Julia Child's Clafoutis. Clafoutis? Clafoutis? Really have to work on my French. But who cares what it sounds like? It's the taste you want to go for.